Welcome to another edition of Indiana Diecast Racing and the Fantasy Fracas. I'm your host Jim D, and today we've got groups 11 and 12 of the opening round. Back already with their second entry of the tournament, Raw Sun God Racing is represented by Maisie, driving MUDD, a Tigre weighing only 44 grams. In what I think is the fourth car for miniature car racing, Mama Bird is in one of those sweet new Batmobiles, this one called Nimba Miotis, a 45-gram reference to, that makes sense, an orange furred bat native to West Africa. Driver number 3 is Dusky, driving Midnight Oil, a zoom-in, sorta, weighing 59 grams for Flips Racing, their first since Remy 12 Gauge unsuccessfully kicked off the tournament back in Group 1. And we've got a bit of a family grudge match here. Sky from Filipiak Performance Diecast, the cousin team to Flips Racing, is driving Red Rocket, a 74-gram Thomasina 3. Hey, someone installed a light source near the start gate, that's nice. Maisie and Dusky get ahead on that inside lane, but Mama and Sky aren't giving up. Sky dives inside Mama Bird, and Mama disappears in Echo Base. It's a 3-car battle as it's a 2-car battle through the Savage Square. Dusky looking to pass, but Maisie holds on to take lap 1 as they both sail over the catch basket. Trailing the entire group, Sky sets herself up on the inside of Mama Bird, driving into Mama as they enter Echo Base, and Mama Bird flies off, striking one of the AT-ATs, and actually removing its rear left leg. I hope it's repairable, I don't want the Empire coming after us. Maisie and Dusky with the only points after 1. They start side by side, and I have a feeling Dusky's going to run away with this one. Whoa, House Filipiak rockets around turn 1, and Sky's doing a great job keeping up with Dusky. She rolls in Echo Base, and sure enough, Dusky will run away with lap 2. That sled is fast. Maisie and Mama Bird right through the square. They come to the finish, and Maisie again just hangs on, this time for second. Sky seems to be the only driver who can match Dusky for speed, but she rolls an Echo Base, and that's pretty much the end of the competition for first on this lap. Maisie and Dusky running away with this one, largely due to DNFs. Sky and Dusky go head-to-head on lap 3. Sky takes the early lead, but the group stays in a loose formation. Ooh, she smacks that AT-AT, and Dusky makes the pass in Echo Base. He's gonna fly to another win, and it looks like Sky has gotten rolling again. Dusky is first, Sky will take second, and it looks like the AT-AT is no worse for wear, but the Empire may want to consider repositioning it. Looks like Maisie has spun and stalled just before the logo turn, and I'm really not sure what happened to Mama. As usual, things were pretty tame until they hit Echo Base. Sky gets loose and is probably saved from flying off the track by the head of the AT-AT. Mama Bird also, rides the wall, and we don't see where she winds up until Sky comes down the final straight, and you can see Mama has fallen onto the tan Blackhawk in the lower left. Dusky assures his spot in round 2, and all Maisie has to do is finish lap 4 to beat out Sky. Eliminated Mama Bird drives from the pole, Sky looking to win the lap from the outside. It's a tight group through 1, and Sky pulls a car length ahead. She leads the train down the Coroplast and through Echo Base. Maisie way behind, no idea if she's still on the track. They come to the final straight, and Sky wins. Mama Bird is second, Dusky third, and here comes Maisie to take fourth, just enough to put her through to round 2. And that's it for Group 11. Dusky wins big while Maisie just edges out Sky for second. Moving on to Group 12, and it's Mod Rod Mayhem. In the first of 4 Mod Rods, it's Miss Carey driving for Rust Belt Diecast in her 54-gram Purple People Eater. Representing Puff Racing, Puff is driving the 48-gram Puff Rod. From Miniature Car Racing, Bolo Brown is back on the track in Red Velvet, clocking in at 48 grams. And at the helm of the aptly named Box with a Wing, Huggy Butt is driving a 68-gram contraption for Dogtown Racing. It's a Mod Rod showdown in the outside lane, already showing their speed as Puff starts to pull away. Huggy Butt pours on the speed and forces his way around Miss Carey. Puff well in front as the group spreads out. He comes to the line, and it's all Puff on lap 1. Here come Huggy and Carey. Ooh! Carey nearly makes a last-minute pass, and here comes Bolo to claim 4th. This entire lap was a great battle for second between Huggy Butt and Miss Carey. Carey comes out of turn 1 in second, but Huggy Butt gets ahead by a nose as they enter turn 2, and he uses his higher weight by turning down into Carey to keep her from using that inside lane to her advantage. Huggy hits the final straight with a 3-car lead over Carey, but those skinny wheels really like that flat open straight, and if she hadn't tried to pit Huggy, she probably would have overtaken him. Wow, that was only the first lap, and everyone's got points on the board. Points underdog Bolo starts on the pole, Miss Carey on the outside. Bolo gets a big push from Huggy Butt, and I can't believe I keep having to say that name. Huggy clips the wall, and Carey makes the pass. She pushes Bolo through the S and continues to draft through the Savage Square. Huggy and Puff catch him. Bolo gets loose, and Miss Carey makes the last-minute pass to win. Bolo is second. Oh, and Huggy Butt slides to a stop just short of the finish line. Puff trapped behind him. I can't wait to see Huggy Butt start up front because he really stormed out of that gate despite Bolo starting in front of him. They both clear the drivers in the outside lane before turn 1, but Huggy oversteers and clobbers the wall before they hit the chloroplast. Then they're linked up in pairs like it's Talladega until they hit the final straight and Bolo wobbles. Carey blasts past and Huggy Butt gets turned in an unrecoverable sideways slide. Miss Carey jumps out to a 2-point lead, but the group only separated by 3 from top to bottom. Here we go, Huggy Butt starts on the pole for lap 3. Yep, and that's what I figured. The faster cars of Huggy and Puff take full advantage of the inside lane, and it's Talladega all over again. Huggy rolls, but he's back on his wheels, leading Mater style. Here come Bolo and Carey. They round the final turn, and it's going to be Huggy Butt, Puff. Ooh, I have no idea who took 3rd, but that could have huge lap 4 implications. I knew Huggy was fast, but I don't think I realized how fast Puff actually was as well. Huggy climbs the outside of turn 3 as Puff dives low, gets turned and does a full sideways tumble, planting it solidly on his wheels, and barely loses a beat in the process, though I guess they both lose some speed as Bolo and Carey gain ground heading into the square. Miss Carey all over the back of Bolo, and unlike her previous pass attempt on the final straight, this time she stays away from her competition, and yes, she just beats Bolo to the line, and that will put her 1 point above Puff and Huggy Butt as we head to the final lap. Still, only 3 points separation, first to worst. By far the closest group so far, and we'll have Puff and Huggy up front, Carey and Bolo in the back. Puff with a strong start, he'll lead him into turn 2. The front 3 stay close through Echo Base. Carey all over Huggy as they sail through the square. Puff still leads as they hit the final straight. Carey spins! Puff takes lap 4 and Huggy spins! He's nearly stopped, and here comes Carey. Oh! She slams into the back of Huggy Butt, who will limp across the line for second. Miss Carey takes 3rd. Looks like Bolo has unfortunately wrecked in the final turn, but he would have had to do much better than 4th anyways. Right now, I feel like a genius because this has been the best racing in the tournament so far. Carey overdoes it trying to get around Huggy Butt, who himself loses control on the reverse funnel, likely stalling out if not for Carey, who drives full speed into Huggy's butt. And we couldn't have scripted a tighter finish. Puff wins the group for Puff's Racing, while Miss Carey and Huggy Butt tie and will head back to the track for a sudden death runoff. Since they each won a lap, but Huggy Butt's next best finish was second, he'll get the inside lane advantage. Huggy Butt's ahead, but Carey's right there, and she dives inside and wrecks! She bounces around violently, and this races Huggy Butt's to lose. That's gonna be it. but holy cow, we gotta look at that in super slow motion. HB actually ricochets around the Coroplast, catching some air and nearly wrecking an Echo base. Carrie takes the turn faster and catches Huggy, who leaves the inside lane wide open, only she's too fast to handle her desperate attempt to take control. But I mean, I totally would have done it too. Puff and Huggy Butt move on. Congratulations to Dusky, Maisie, Puff, and yes, even Huggy Butt. This has been Jim D for Indiana Diecast Racing. Be sure to check in next time for more slightly above mediocre diecast racing and the continuing round 1 action of the Final Fantasy Fracas.